All right, guys, today is Thursday afternoon. Sun's out, it's nice and warm. You know what, I've named this video, Don't Be a Show-Off in the Philippines. I want to cover a little bit of things here. It's Christmas time now, or Christmas celebration time. They call it the Burr months, you know, September, October, November, December. You know, when you come here to the Philippines, no matter, you know, what part of the country you're coming from, you know, people not everybody, let's get that clear, not every Filipino thinks you're filthy rich. You know, when you come here, you got to kind of watch what you're saying and where you're saying it at. A lot of people always want to know, you know, you're retired. Well, what did you do? And the big thing up here is, oh, you're retired military, which there are a lot of retired military guys up here. And the thing is, you know, you could possibly be setting yourself up. What do I mean by that? They know retired militaries guys make a decent pension. Guys and women make a decent pension. So, you know, if you're up here, say like, you know, showing off and bragging, you know, oh, I got this and I got this and I'm staying here and, you know, I got this and, you know what, you could be setting yourself up because now they know you have money. And like I said, with the holiday season now, you got to really be careful. You know, I don't wear bracelets. I don't wear jewelry. I wear a wedding ring. I'm not flashy. That's just not me. Even back in the States, I was never flashy. But when you're out there and you got bracelets and jewelry and necklaces and stuff, and you know, flashing your rings and your blings and everything else, you could be a target, especially this time of the year, because people here, you know, let's face it, a lot of people don't have a lot of money, and this time of the year, they're looking for, you know, that extra money to, you know, buy a present for a family member. Some are looking for money to go home. Some are looking for money to bring their family here, and you know, and it's like any other country. You know, the crime rate goes up during the holidays. You know, there's this thing, when I worked in the jail, they called it ear hustling. You could be sitting somewhere talking to your friend that you met at the bar, another expat or whatever, and you know, you're talking about this and how you got this and how you got this and where you live and this and that and this and that. Well, you could have other people around you ear hustling. They're hearing it indirectly and they're taking note. I've heard horror stories here where, and it happened last year around the holidays, where a guy was walking down the street, middle of the day, guys pulled up on a motorbike, stuck a gun, give me your money, give me your jewelry, and boom, what was he going to do? He gave it to him, which is a smart thing. You give it to him. Don't be the hero and say, you know, no, I'm not giving it to you because he might not be around for Christmas. You know, that's like going to the markets here. I went up to Apple Market like right around Christmas, right when it was like 2 weeks before Christmas. The place was packed. And I remember walking in and I remember looking over and seeing two little kids with an adult. And they looked at me, he looked at the kids and they looked at me and then he pointed. And I knew what was going on. I knew they were following me. Here in the Philippines, juveniles don't get charged. They don't get charged with stealing and things like that. So a lot of times, sad to say, the adults will send the children out. And I remember these kids following me, and I had my hands on my pocket, my front pocket, and once in a while I could kind of feel a hand trying to get in there. The place was packed. I mean, it was packed tight. I mean, there were so many people in there you couldn't avoid like just rubbing up on people and getting by them. And so I knew this was going on, and I would stop and, you know, kind of look around, and the kids would stop, and I'd look around, take off, stop again, see them again, you know, stopping. Finally I turned and I looked at them and I said, what did I say? You're trying to thief me, you're trying to steal from me. When I said that, they took off running. So yeah, you got to be careful, you know, where you're at. Even in the malls, you could get things taken in the malls. It happened to Lud and I back in the province. I did a video of it, and it was around October, and these guys that got us, man, they were good. They got right into her purse, took her wallet and everything. Thank God somebody about a month later said they had her ID. Of course, money was gone and there was no credit cards in there, so we didn't have to worry about that. That's another thing. Like, if you're out and about, don't like carry tons of money on you. Don't carry your credit cards in your wallet. Don't carry all your money in your wallet. A lot of times I just put a few pesos in my pocket, maybe some form of ID, and that's about it. If I don't have to go to the bank, I'm not carrying my ATM card with me. So yeah, that's another thing to be careful. Here's a weird thing. Lut's gonna tell you this story. This happened to her friend down the street here last week, and I'm gonna have Lut tell you this story. All right, guys. So Lut is gonna tell you this story. This is a weird story. that this happened to her friend Boards, who has been in our videos and we talked about her. But this happened to Boards like a week ago. So Lut, tell the story about what happened to Boards.
Yeah. Oh, it's 3 days ago, I think. 4 days ago.
Yeah, something like that.
My Boards was victimized with cold here, hepatitis.
Yeah,
called it
hepatitis.
hepatitis. She said she's ready to go. She's holding the money, ready to go to the market because she needs to.
Now she's in her store. She's in her sorry store.
Yeah. That's what she's in her sorry store. She's supposed to go to the grocery store to fill her store, and she get her money, and then she not leaving yet. She's still in the store. There's two guys, good looking, she said they wear like nice clothes with tie and everything, and then approach her and told her about this kind of items that they're selling, ice cream. They told her they're offering like some stuff of ice cream and free freezer. And Boards told me like she don't really like ask where this came from, what kind of freeze is that, or something like this, etc. etc. All she said to me is like when the time that she looked to their eyes, everything is changed. Like she don't say anything words except yes and yes and yes, until the two guys told her, oh, we need to get some money so we can get the item. And all the money that she was supposed to bring, she was supposed to get grocery from her store, she gave it to them. I think it's like $100.
Like around 5,000
pesos. And no, she gave the money to them, and then two guys told them, we will coming back to bring your items, and two guys gone. Like she just noticed it that she will be hypnotized when the two guys left.
So in essence, what happened was, according to Boards, like they hypnotized her by talking to her and looking into her eyes. I've never heard of this before. Now, Lut said she's heard of this before.
Oh, I heard that horror story.
And if you think about it, why would she just give them 5,000 pesos, and they would return with a product? Boards is not that dumb. Let's put it that way, And not only that, if that was the case, Boards would have said, "You bring me the product, and then once you bring the product to me, I give you the money." But she said these guys hypnotized her, and I've never heard of that. Of course, I've seen it on TV, but Lut said she's heard of that. So.
Oh, I heard that all the time. Like I heard that many times. Like is it real? Because I told her like, why don't you wanna give it the money and then they don't bring the item back? Because if that's the case and if that happened to me, I want to see the item first.
Yeah.
I want to see the items before I'm going to pay for. Yeah. I don't know.
So yeah, that was definitely a weird story. And you know what, guys? Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you because from personal experience. I'm a show off, and I'm going to impress you with what I have. If you've been following the show, I told you my story about when I came here to the Philippines and how I was taken advantage of or whatever. I did that. I did the show off thing. I told the person, I have this, I have a house, I have cars, I have Harleys, I make this kind of money, I have all this stuff, and did it backfire on me? Probably, because now that person thought I have all this stuff, and I'm going to give you all this stuff. You don't have to take a, what is it, taboo bath? What is it? Bucket? Taboo bucket bath no more. You don't have to not worry about paying your electric bill, your cable bill, your rent. I'm going to take care of all this. I'm the savior swooping in to take care of all this, because you know what? I'm impressing you with everything that I have. And backfired on me. And you know what? I learned a lesson from it. You know, like I said, you know what? Trying to be the savior and trying to brag about everything you have, and you know, can it work for your advantage? I mean, I guess it's just, as a foreigner coming into the Philippines and seeing the way, you know, how it is here, how the culture is, how people live, and we're used to living that Western style life, you know. And I know back in the United States, a lot of it has to do with, you know, a status thing of, look what I have, and I'm showing off this and showing off that. And you know what? I've met some people with a lot of money back in the United States, and to look at them and to see them and the way they act and the way they talk and how they live, you could never tell they had a ton of money, because they weren't flashy like that. They didn't brag about everything. They weren't show-offs. They lived simple lives. And then again, I've known people with a lot of money, and you know, they feel the need that they have to impress everybody and show off what they have to everybody, because it makes them feel big. You know, I don't know if, you know, people coming here, you know, showing off and, you know, trying to impress people makes them feel good about themselves. I don't know. You know, if you've never had luxuries in life and you've only lived a certain way your whole life, you know, that's all you know. But you know, like I said, you really got to be careful. And like I said, this time of the year, especially with the holidays, you got to be careful. I think it happened to Lud. I think Lud told me this one time. She was walking down the road. Didn't somebody snatch your necklace off you? Yeah. Yeah. Like somebody just rode by or walked by, rode by or walked by. Rode by or walked by, Lud?
Yeah.
Rode by you or walked by you?
No, we're approaching people.
Oh, they approached. And they walked right by her, grabbed her necklace, ripped it off, and kept going. I mean, Lud's less than 100 pounds, you know? What is she going to do? How is she going to stop this guy? She's not going to. But yeah, you know, and another thing too is if you're out and about, and even if you're a female, I know I get, you know, Filipinos that watch this channel, people that live here watch this channel. If you're a female, you know, keep that purse in front of you. Keep that around your neck, the strap to your purse around your neck. Keep it to the front of you. Keep it zippered up. Put money in different parts of your purse. You know, if somebody can get into your purse and take some money, at least they're going to, you know, they're not going to rifle through your whole purse without you knowing it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what people's thinking is when they come here. If thinking by bragging and telling you what they have, or telling a complete stranger what they have, makes them feel good. I don't know. You know, and here's another thing too. You know, the guys that are coming here to participate in the activities here in Angeles City, you know, I don't know if, you know, if you think, you know, telling a complete stranger that you met for that night, you know, how much money you have, where you're staying, your financial income, to impress them, to, you know, brag or tell them, you know, all this stuff you have to impress them, if it actually works, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But are you setting yourself up? You know, you don't know. I've heard horror stories of guys that bring girls back to their rooms and stuff, and next thing you know, their money's gone, their wallet's gone, everything's gone, the girl's nowhere around, because, you know, they know you have money, you know. And like I said, are you setting yourself up? You know, you don't know these things, you know. Like I said, sometimes it's best to know in yourself that, hey, okay, yeah, I have things and I have a good income and, you know, I have some materialistic things, but to let a complete stranger that you first meet that night and tell them, you know, hey, I'm rich, you know, are you, you know, is it impressing them? I don't know. You gotta understand something. People here don't, like I said again, not everybody, but people here don't have a lot of money. And by you telling them all this stuff, could you be setting yourself up to get taken up, to be robbed? Like I said, it's the holiday season now. 99% of the Filipino people are good people, nice people, friendly people. There's always that 1%, just like any other country in this world, there's always that percentage of people that are always looking for that advantage and always looking to take somebody for their money or take somebody for something. And you just got to be careful, like I said, this time of the year. But anyways, I think I'm going to do a little walk and show you some of the Christmas lights here that are going on right now.